Good morning, folks, and welcome back to my podcast. This is George Nathaniel for you. As I always do, I come back with very simple topics that relates to each one of you. Topics that are simple, topics that are precise, and topics that we've been hearing all through our lives. Well, what is my topic for today? My topic for today is to go beyond sourcing alternatives. Well, it is a very simple topic, but it has a larger meaning to it. Well, before I go with my topic, let me share some words of advice that I have received all through my life. There was somebody who once told me that don't be limited, but be a limited version of substance. Well, I'm still working towards this and I'm still focused, I'm still determined to find that limited version of substance. So I am work in progress. I continue to be work in progress, and of course, I always give my best. So that was a very simple advice that I got, and I'm working towards. So I repeat that advice once again. Don't be limited, but be a limited version of substance. So, folks, getting back to the topic, go beyond sourcing alternatives. What happens with us? Well, in easy terms, meeting necessity arrangements is simple. But what stops us from sourcing alternatives for better times ahead? Why do we get stuck into our comfort zones? Well, in life, it is very common to get stuck into a comfort zone. It's very easy to be stuck onto a comfort zone. But folks, remember, life is a journey filled with surprises. And the best way to fulfill anything, or the best way to satisfy our dreams, is by ensuring maximum. And that is by building and storing for better times ahead. So, folks, getting back to my topic, go beyond sourcing alternatives. Well, as I always advise, let us relate to our personal, professional, or our contribution in life. Let us spare that few minutes to understand what is our role in contribution in our personal, professional, or contribution to life. What is our role? What is our overall potential? Are we actually exploiting our potential? Are we actually building over our potential? Well, that is something that we need to think about. And what we need to think about is what is the action to go beyond? Well, relating to this very simple terms, just three simple terms on our contribution, on our potential, and on our action to go beyond. Let us sit down and make a to-do list. Let us sit down and let us gather how we can better over our lives over all aspects. Let us gather our momentum. Let us build over our momentum. Let us build over our dreams. And most importantly, let us plan how we can go beyond sourcing alternatives. Life is not only about meeting arrangements. Life is not only about meeting necessities. Life is not only about living in the moments. Well, life is definitely beyond that. Life is living in the moments and preparing for the future. Life is living in the moments and working towards betterment of the future. Life is contributing and becoming a better contributor. So, folks, as we sit down and relate, as we sit down and analyze, as we sit down and gather, let us understand how we can be better role contributors, how we can better optimize our potential, and let us understand what is the action to take us to go beyond our dreams. So, folks, as we sit down and relate to our personal lives, professional lives, and our contribution in life, let us understand that each one of us, each individual, can make a difference. Each one of us can add not just to our own well being, but to the well being of others, the well being of our environment, and well being of people who are near and dear to us. The primary aspect of anything, I would say the primary focus of anything, is to be happy, is to build wellness, and most importantly, is to be consistent. So, folks, coming back to my topic, to go beyond sourcing alternatives. As we sit down and relate, as we sit down and make a note of all the things, how we can go beyond sourcing alternatives, let us understand that we can all be contributors to better wellness in life. We can all be a role model, not just for ourselves, but to others by means of contribution. We need to optimize our potential and we need to work beyond just necessities. We need to build bigger dreams and we need to achieve them. Folks, I always keep my topic very generic because each one of us are in under different situations, different circumstances. Each one of us have different goals. The mindset also varies. Of course, most importantly is the potential. Each one of us has more potential than what we actually optimize. So, being generic, I give you an option to actually think for yourself, analyze for yourself, evaluate yourself, so that you work towards something bigger, better, and of course, that adds to the well being of all around our environment. Folks, I hope you like listening to my podcast, which is very generic but gives you a clearer picture of what things that what we can actually do ahead. Do come back and visit my website, leave in an impression, and of course, if you have a special request on a topic, I will try my best to fulfill them. Folks, I hope you like listening to my podcast. This is George Nathaniel, and of course, going by, I will leave you with this wonderful words of advice that I have received in my life and I continue to follow them. The advice is, I repeat it once again, don't be limited, but be a limited version of substance. I'm still building on my substance, and I'm sure each one of us are building on their substance as well. So let us be valuable contributors and let's make every day beautiful. I wish you all a wonderful time and period ahead. Thank you so much, folks. This is George Nathaniel. Have a wonderful period ahead.